We're back in the studio. We experienced Halloween Horror Nights on both coasts in Orlando and Hollywood. Tonight we're going to talk about both of them. We're going to talk about the mazes, the scare zones, the corn dogs.
You almost said scare gym.
The scare gyms. Anyways, it's going to be a lot of fun talking about both of those events. Also, this past weekend, we just finished attending 40 Years of Terror, a celebration of John Carpenter's Halloween franchise, my most favorite horror film of all time. It's going to be awesome. We're going to talk about it. Also, that's about it. We were all into all the Michael Myers mayhem all weekend. It was, as PJ Soul's character says, like a totally cool. Anyways, stay tuned.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interview. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
We party.
Give us some lights.
All right.
Give us some Scare Jim.
Oh, there's the lights. We are partying tonight. We only have 2 weeks left until Halloween, and we are super excited. Thank you for joining us tonight on the Scare Guy Show. My name is Jim. I am the managing editor here at the Scare Guy. We have a lot of fun tonight because it's all guys in the house tonight. All right, who else do we have?
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Ben Kliewer. You can find me on social media at Ben Kliewer. That's BenKliewer. It's weird in German. I'm an actor, comedian, and apparently I appeared on The Walking Dead.
Oh, wow. Did you make it?
No, it was my pepperoni commercial. It played during The Walking Dead last night. So
That still counts.
That counts.
Still
I appeared
counts.
on The Walking Dead. So.
Who else do we have with us tonight?
Hi, my name is Colton Tran. I'm a director, artist, actor, and just a lover of Halloween in general, and horror.
And super stoked to be here.
Yes.
There you go.
And I'm Cheeseman on the couch, usually, but sitting here in the chair tonight.
The
But
couch is
at
empty.
the desk.
yeah, at the desk. Cheeseman at the desk here from thescareguy.com.
There is a coconut water sitting on the couch.
Oh,
I'm
that's
not quite
mine.
sure.
Yeah, so we can cut to that
Of
instead of
course
me.
it is.
It's more interesting than me normally. So I got to be interesting now.
All right. Yeah, Cheeseman's up at the big boys table today because if you guys watched the show 2 weeks ago, Kari ran the show for us. She was the main facilitator. She did an awesome job, but it was ladies' night that night. Today, 2 weeks later, it's the guys are in the house. So anyways,
boys' night.
it's
Scream
boys'
Kings.
night.
Scream Kings, yes.
That's right. None of us are wearing pants right now. That's
Right.
that's kind of gross.
They're like, prove it.
Anyways, again, thank you.
I'm not wearing any.
Sit down.
I have a laptop cover.
Thank you for joining us tonight on the Scare Guy Show.
These aren't microphones.
We've got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. But anyways, mainly tonight it's we are heading into the Halloween season, so we got some really cool Halloween stuff to talk about tonight. Mainly Halloween Horror Nights on both coasts. We are going to compare them. They're going to be going head to head and see which one that we liked better. And then also we're going to be end the show talking about Halloween. 40 Years of Terror. It was a great convention this weekend. It was down in Pasadena. In the old stomping grounds of where they actually filmed the original Halloween. And Halloween 2 was filmed in the area. Halloween 3 was a little bit north. Halloween 4 was, I don't know where that one was.
They actually filmed Halloween 3 in the same area?
Not in Pasadena. I think it was a little bit north. There's Sierra Madre.
Have a happy Halloween, silver shamrock.
But then H2O came back. And
Oh, H2O.
It's your favorite, right?
I love it. Yes, I don't know why. Well, the first one, but like H2O for some reason, it's just
All right.
so nostalgic to me. You know what I mean?
We are going, so stick around towards the last third of our show. We're going to be talking about all Halloween, everything Halloween. But first, right off the bat, we need to introduce a special guest we have in the studio today, Colton.
Hello.
Thank you for coming and joining us today.
Thank you, guys. Honestly, I've been wanting to do this for a while now, and so it's
Yeah,
so much fun.
good to have you.
Now, geez, where have we? Colton's kind of your guest today. So where did we meet him?
Well, we first met you at the art show there in Burbank. They had the Shining kind of, what was it called again?
It was at the Mystic Museum. and
Yep.
every month or so, they change up an art themed show. So it was The
Yeah.
Shining, and so I made one of my. Actually, I have a picture of it right here.
Yep. And if you can hold this up,
Yeah.
and then we're going to show the audience some of your stuff.
Yeah, it was actually that piece that we were looking at.
Yeah,
it was
so
very cool.
The original piece was at the show, and it's made from broken vinyl records. And
Mm-hmm.
this is just a print that I sell online at Transylvania.
And how big's the original?
The original's 18 by 24.
Wait, hold on. What's the website again?
Transylvania.
Transylvania.
Isn't that clever? That's clever, right?
And we will be linking to it on our website. But Colton, the reason we're super interested, you're kind of like one of those triple threats. You're an actor. You just so happened to what happened when you just first got out to town?
But literally, so I moved from Utah to LA. About 2 months of living here, I booked one of the leads in a Disney Channel movie.
Which movie was that?
It's called Cloud 9.
Yeah.
And so that we literally but they shot in Utah, which is hilarious. So 2 months after I fly back to Utah.
How ironic.
Yeah, and we were there for like 2 months. It was amazing, and I met some of my best friends on that set and people that I still work with to this day. So yeah, that was an amazing experience.
And you're in a show right now that happens to be on Showtime. What is that?
It's actually a feature film. It was a horror film called Nocturne, and so we shot that independently, and then Showtime picked it up, and yeah, you guys can check it out.
What can you tell us about it?
So for me, about the story, it's a very clever. It's one of those smart horror films. It kind of revolves around like the 7 deadly sins, but it's a very subtle thing. You wouldn't really realize it.
Is Morgan Freeman in it?
He is. Like in every
7
movie.
deadly sins.
7 deadly sins.
But for me, it was fun working with that crew and everyone anyways, but I've always wanted to be in a horror film, and because I love directing them, I was like, I want to be in one and I want to die. I have to have those things happen.
Right.
But so when I first read the script and they're like, this is going to be your role, I was like reading, I was like, when do you die? When do you die? He dies like close to the very end of the movie, but
Wait,
still.
don't tell us!
Spoiler alert. Anyways.
No, Ben, you were about to ask a question. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Oh, no. I was just kind of like getting into it, but no, the spoiler alert thing.
Well, actually, so I come back. Just kidding. But yeah,
Whoa.
it was.
Come on, man.
He comes back as a ghost.
One of the things we always
Force ghost.
ask our guests
Force ghost.
on the Scare Guy show, though, is like, when did your love of horror start?
Oh my goodness. So I wish we had a picture of my 13th birthday party because it was literally Scream. I had a Scream
Nice.
cake. I had to Scream everything. I was like such a little weirdo. But how it all happened was I remember my dad used to scare me all the time. He still loves to. I remember he forced me to watch Chucky, and I remember I was sitting on the edge of the bed and I was like a little kid. And so of course he crawls under the bed and grabs my legs. And I remember being horrified, but that isn't kind of what sparked it. What happened was
I think I like your dad.
right? And he would scare us all the time. But he one day he brought home Scream on VHS, and we're like, he's like, this is a Blockbuster, wherever it was. And so he plays it for us, and I remember it was kind of like a stormy night anyways, but that was the first time I ever seen a horror film like that, and I instantly fell in love with it. I was like, I don't know why, but I did. And then I remember the power went out that night, and he was like, oh my gosh, a witch must have ran into the telephone pole. I'm like, okay, that's the type of person he is. He's just trying to scare us. But so when I first started doing film, actually, my neighbor was a film producer director, and he started teaching us how to, him and his daughter, we're 13 years old, teaching us how to edit on iMovie at first, and then the next year, by 14, he's like, you guys have to use Final Cut Pro. And we're like, okay. But we started, our first movies were recreations of Scream or horror movies that we loved, and then we started making our own scripts and own content. So
Nice.
Very quick. And by the way, let me just say real quick, if you guys are watching live right now, we encourage you to get into the chat room and let us know if you have any questions, if you want to have any questions for Colton, and also you can find us on Twitter at The Scare Guy.
Yeah, if you can't see, Cheese is on his computer, so we can respond. I mean, we're on a delay, obviously, on the show, just in case we say fuck.
Just a little bit. Whoa, that's one.
That's one.
We're
That's
only
one.
getting half a show.
We get 1.5?
Or maybe, okay, you can say...
let's now you have a half
Yeah.
left.
What if I'm like, fuck?
like, you can say, what the fuck? Oh, stop.
And what if I finish the sentence?
Shut your mouth.
Although he didn't say fudge.
All right, but so if we could, real quick, our very first video we have tonight. Oh, by the way, Jonathan is our engineer tonight. This is the very first Scare Guys show we have ever had when Anthony was not on the show, and
Frankly, Jonathan's better.
Jonathan's auditioning for Anthony's part tonight. So,
Yeah. Anthony, you're out.
all right. So this is Colton's. Colton, what are we watching here?
This is my director's reel. So this is a compilation of stuff I've directed since I've been in Utah and also out here in LA.
All right, let's take a look at it. And since we are very much an audio show, you can also.
You can talk over and
course.
describe
Yeah,
what we're seeing.
You know, we're both audio and
Now-
videos.
This is kind of cool. I like this.
See, yeah, just visually, everything's very hyper stylized, most of it.
Yeah.
So what's this that we're seeing?
So that's Dove Cameron's music video. We did. So that's when after we did Cloud9, I started working.
Oh, someone got hit by a car.
Look how
Someone
bloody this
just
is. This is
got
great.
There's some good blood in here.
Yeah. There's a lot of blood. So your primary goal in Hollywood is to be a director, right?
Yep, that's what I moved out here for.
Now
for
this is
directing.
very visual. There's a lot of visual effects stuff here.
I like the Halloween
Yeah.
heads.
And, I use a lot of miniatures, practicals. We actually made a whole set with floor that we could bury them in. That movie's called 8 Bodies, actually. That me and Jeanette co-wrote and co-directed, and we're actually doing the feature right now.
Oh,
So
really?
we're in pre-production for the feature. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was reading about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now who's Jeanette?
Jeanette McCurdy. She was the lead in.
How'd you do that spider?
That's a real spider, right?
No, that's my team in visual effects team in Utah. Actually, they're phenomenal, you guys.
Nice.
And I apologize. Who is Jeanette?
She's one of the actresses, but she's been my friend for over 10 years, and See that was a miniature, that house right there. Did you see it? The
Oh,
castle?
nice. Yeah.
I don't suppose you like Tim Burton at all, do you?
No, I hate him. Who are you talking about? I'm just kidding. Yeah. No, but the funny thing is that spider you're talking about, that was Jamie Kennedy. You guys know him?
Oh yeah, I
From
love Jamie
Scream.
Kennedy.
So he literally
That was Jamie Kennedy.
he was in the outfit, and like
Yeah.
it's so funny because I remember when he flew out there. I mean, he knew he was gonna be a creature, but the fact that you never, I'm like, here, put this giant mask on
That's
your
what
head.
he's been doing.
No, I that's one thing I kick myself in the butt for is with that film. I was like, why in the world did I do that? But he's a character actor, voice actor, and so his voice was so specific in it that I mean, but it just didn't make sense. I could have just done that from California. We didn't need to fly him out to Utah, but we did. But he was awesome. He's such a cool guy.
That's cool. So right now you're working on 8 Bodies as a feature film, right?
Yes, there's one of 3 different projects I'm doing right now. 8 Bodies. We had interest in the feature film. I wrote that one, and so we're like in the casting process. I actually had a table read yesterday with our 2 leads. So we hope to shoot like mid-November.
Fantastic. That's awesome. We also have some pieces of artwork that if we could show those, and we have I think 5 pieces. If you could walk us through these real quick.
Okay, awesome.
This is the one you just showed.
This is the one
us.
you just showed us.
Wait a second, is that murder backwards?
Oh,
Red rum. No, that's the one that I brought here in the studio. This one was specifically for the art show that I met you guys at.
all right. And the next one. Oh, it's a little small. Okay, there we go.
there we
Little
go.
Pennywise.
Yeah, that one is Pennywise, and see everything I use is broken vinyl. So the balloon is red vinyl, his eyes are
Nice.
yellow vinyl, and that one's really cool because the person who commissioned that. They were from Utah, but my friend Dove's managers are friends with the director, so they're like, we have to get a copy and send it to him.
And for those of you who are just listening to this, go ahead and go to the
And that's newer Pennywise.
yeah, this is
the new
one.
canvas. You can go to thescareguy.com and take a look at each of these pieces
It's not
that we're
Tim
talking
Curry.
about.
It's
All right, the next one, and this one I really love.
Yeah, so this one's obviously from Psycho.
Yep.
And it's cool because with this sort of artwork, you're working with negative space, and
Right.
so it's that one's really cool because I love when I create pieces where something protrudes off the edge, like the knife.
Yep.
Oh, that's really
Yeah,
cool.
I really
I love that
that
it's
one.
black
I'm
and white.
surprised I don't see a Hershey's wrapper on there
So
somewhere.
can you imagine? I should have. No, but I try to only use just vinyl. That's all I use.
All right. Oh, look, this is cool.
That one,
That one's
that
good.
that'll
one
take
I-
some time.
That one I had the real piece. That one's about 48 inches by 36 by 48, and that was at Monsterpalooza, and people died over that one because that was the real original piece. And,
Yeah, the last time we saw you was at
it's at
Monsterpalooza.
Monsterpalooza.
Yeah.
That was my first time having a booth,
Son of a
and it was amazing.
Monster
Son of a.
Son of
All right, and then
Oh my gosh! So this is my latest piece, latest commission. I finished this this last weekend and shipped it out. The sucker is orange vinyl. The rest of it's obviously black vinyl. But So
and for those who are not
Orange
watching,
vinyls.
who are we
Where do you
looking
get
at?
orange vinyls?
this is Sam from the movie Trick or Treat.
Trick or Treat.
Right.
And you can get orange vinyl from Amoeba. Like
Seriously?
I actually had a partnership with Amoeba. That's how this all kind of started out. I created this artwork for my home, and then a friend was there, and he wrote articles for their website, and he was like, I want to do an article on your artwork. And then the Amoeba was like, hey, let's do a partnership. So I made some huge, massive pieces on plexiglass in their window. It was there for 2 years, and I had all my original stuff.
I saw those.
Yeah, it was great.
That was really good. And you say you are friends with the director of Trick or Treat,
Yeah,
right?
Michael Dougherty. He's one of my friends, and because I mean, it's great to have friends like that too. That we have such a similar aesthetic with our film style. Because Trick or Treat's one of my favorite horror films. But
Absolutely, yeah.
I went with him a couple years ago, and the year prior to that, to Halloween Horror Nights.
Which we're about to talk about.
Okay,
It's cool.
okay.
No, you can talk about it.
No, it was just amazing because I love all of his films, and we went to the premiere of the Krampus one, which was one of my favorites ever. Because usually haunted houses smell nasty because they're supposed to. This one smelled like gingerbread cookies.
Yeah.
And it was like the whole environment was amazing. And then of course his Trick or Treat one this year is phenomenal because I just love that film so much.
Nice. And before we end with our introduction to all things Colton, you said you had some funny stories about your shirt.
Oh, yeah, they were like, "Oh my gosh, I love your shirt!" And
It's a cool
all
shirt.
of October, I'm gonna wear Halloween stuff. But this, I'm telling you guys, adults, especially adult males, get screwed with T-shirts because they never make anything like this,
Yeah.
Right.
or anything cool at all usually. So I mean, this one's pretty. He's like, except for this one. I'll go to Target. I'll go to wherever
Target
I go.
is dope.
No, but you go to the kids section, you guys.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, because kids get the coolest clothes.
Yeah.
So this
Right.
is an XXL. So I'll get extra large kids clothes, and I get all the coolest Halloween.
There you go.
Attire, so-
Actually, I did get this one at Target, but it was in the adult section.
See, that one's really cool though. Actually,
But they're coming out with a few more cool men's shirts in the adult section, but the kids section is definitely gonna have more.
specifically for Halloween, yes.
Right.
But the adult stuff, like just like about T-shirts and stuff, like Michael the Thriller one, like they have some cool shirts.
Yeah.
But specifically Halloween, yeah.
And your shirt is? Who are you wearing?
This is Michael Myers, Monster Tees. And they're going to come on the show in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, in a couple of weeks they're going to come on the
yeah.
show and show us some of their shirts. Their shirts are amazing.
So they're all like 80s inspired.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of it. There's some different ones. They have a sticker somewhere here, but they really made this really cool
They're going to
full moon one. It's a little hard.
It's kind of hard to see.
But,
we'll put
check
that
out. Like,
oh
there's
my
a
gosh,
shirt of
that's
that.
amazing.
It's pretty amazing, but they got some licensing with like Michael Myers, so they're going to be releasing a lot of stuff. But they do a lot of
do
cool.
the one with the surfboard or whatever?
Oh, that's a different.
That's a different company?
That's a different company.
That was with
No, they didn't.
No.
No, that was Freddy Krueger riding a surfboard, shredding it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Born
I
to
have
shred.
that one.
That's amazing.
I love it.
I would love to get one of these shirts. So let's we need to figure this out somehow.
So, Colton, where can people find your artwork if they are do you sell?
I do. Well, yes.
Okay,
I sell,
I just want to make sure.
I sell prints on my website, but I also do commissioned pieces. So people can approach me, and even if it's not horror themed, it's like my agent has bought 2 pieces, one Hitchcock one and one Beatles. And I'll do all Beatles vinyl. Someone just bought a Britney Spears piece, so it was like 18 by 24, but all Britney vinyl. So
That's
you
pretty cool.
can kind of customize it however you want. Obviously, price varies on the size and the photo, whatever. But yeah.
And how do they find it?
You can find that at transylvinyl.com. So
Transylvinyl,
yes, so like Transylvania, but vinyl.
We will link to that on the website, Transylvinyl.
Yes.
Do you guys got any questions before we move on?
Well, I was going to say, did I understand you correctly in you saying that you were originally just doing this artwork for yourself, and then other people saw it? They were like, "Hey, you should sell this."
Yeah, I honestly, like when I first moved to LA, I had nothing on my wall, and like my roommate, we were like, we should have like art, but I was also not about to go buy art because I've always drawn as a kid and whatever. I was like, let's make something. So it actually started where I bought this big canvas and I was gonna put full record pieces on it, and then I bought red paint, so I was gonna splatter Ghostface's face on it.
Oh, nice.
And then I was like, wait, this is already black. I was like, I should just shatter it and make his face out of it. And that's literally the first piece I had in my house. And then that's when Amoeba saw it, and so I just kept making pieces, and people started actually commissioning them. So I've probably made over 85 original commission pieces so
nice.
far,
Wow.
and then sold a bunch of prints as well. But yeah, isn't that
What's
weird?
been your favorite piece you've done?
I mean, the recent Sam one is amazing, but I think I have a series. I have a series of the starter Pokemon, which I absolutely love, like
Nice.
Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle, which is really cool.
I love it. I love it.
It's really cool because I mean I found the teal vinyl color of Bulbasaur's body. Seriously, the exact
nice.
colors. It's crazy, but yeah, so it's fun. It's like a fun challenge, and I love that people love the art at Monster Palooza. You guys, every single person that came to the booth never failed. They were like, I've never seen something like this before.
Well, I mean, like, how did you start doing artwork with vinyl? That's a very unique style.
It's weird. Well, kind of like I was telling him, I literally wanted to was gonna do something with full vinyl, and then I was like,
Did we already talk about this and I wasn't
it.
listening? Sorry.
Well, sort of. I was like
30 seconds ago, Chin.
I was reading a text.
anyway, so I just shattered it, and that's how it all.
You damn millennials.
And it was a screen piece.
Yeah, it was a screen.
It was a screen piece.
I am so
my
sorry.
favorite scary movie.
Is there any piece like you're like, I'm keeping this one forever, like it's not for sale?
I actually do have the Jurassic Park one. It's in in my home.
Yeah,
it's
it's all
it's
Jeff
3 feet
Goldblum
by 4
shirtless?
feet. It's exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Being eaten in the toilet.
Life finds a way.
But what was I gonna say? So that one's in my garage still, and the one that's actually at the Mystic Museum now for their slashback thing. It's Long-Armed Freddy, so it's about this long.
That's
and
yours.
he's,
That's right.
Yeah,
I just saw that
one-
recently. Yeah.
That one's one of my favorites. I probably won't sell that one just because I really like it a lot.
And for those of you who don't know, we're talking about the Mystic, the Bearded Ladies Mystic Museum in Burbank is having a show. An art show.
Through the end of December.
Yeah, and
So
tell
they
about
may
it.
come on the show here, but yeah,
yeah.
they did kind of this whole old video store
Flashback video.
flashback video, where they'll even take like recent movies, make them look like VHS art pieces and all that too. But it's this whole mix. It's a lot of fun.
It's great.
It looks
Check
like
it
an
out, yeah.
old blockbuster.
Yes.
Actually, an independent store from like the late 80s, early 90s with all horror movies. It's great.
And I actually had to make one on VHS as well. So my stuff typically is on a canvas. This one challenged me to do it on a VHS tape. It was my first time making a vinyl piece into 3D. Like
nice.
it's actually like rising out of the tape, and it looks like from Scream, Stab.
Yeah,
the series.
right.
So it was that hand. It was really cool.
Very
So-
cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, Colton, we're so glad that you came on the show tonight, and I can't wait to see some of your art.
Wait, hold on. Just one more question. Katie, who's usually here, she said, "What's the biggest piece you've made?"
Oh, size-wise?
Yeah, size-wise.
That was for Amoeba. We made it was on a piece of plexiglass that was probably like 6 feet by 6 feet. It was massive, and so that was the biggest challenge. And they dangled.
How many records?
I honestly wouldn't even. But I remember it was so many. It was probably like 40.
It was every Beatles record ever.
Oh my gosh! No. People are gonna start hating me. No, that was one thing at Monster Palooza. Every person was like, "Oh my god, this is a good vinyl," and I'm like, "No." I was like, "It's all recycled."
When I just said I was reading a text, and I kind of missed the conversation. I was reading a text from Katie. Katie, by the way, was going to be here tonight. She is really feeling exhausted. She's been having a really busy couple of weeks. But Katie, we are about to talk about Halloween Horror Nights because she wanted to be here to talk with us tonight about it. What are you pointing at?
The camera.
Oh, okay.
I'm pointing at you, Katie.
I have one.
What are you pointing at?
I have one more
Katie's here
question
right
about
now.
the art. One more question about the art.
Okay, yes.
I made a joke earlier about the Jurassic Park thing, but what is the Jurassic Park piece?
It's the actual logo. Like the T-Rex,
logo.
the profile
Yeah.
of the.
He has a
looks
T-Rex.
Really, really cool.
We have a T-Rex.
All right, guys, we do have to move on.
No.
Hey, Ben, would you mind? I did not ask you, but would you mind telling everybody about some of the conventions that they can go to?
Well, if I
never
must.
asked.
You should never ask.
I never do this. Just kidding. I always do this.
You do it better than anybody.
All right, coming up, horror conventions across our great nation. Okay, nation at least. October 19 through 21. Necronomicon. Necromonicon.
Oh my gosh.
Necrocomic-Con, everybody. Tampa, Florida, October 19th through 21st, October 26th through 28th. Spooky Empire, Orlando, Florida.
The nation's largest horror convention.
Going back another weekend, October 18th through 21st, the same as Necronomicon. Nightmares Film Festival in Columbus, Ohio. Take a trip to...
Hometown.
That's
There you go.
you should ask Jake if he's
Yeah,
going to go
Jake
to that.
should go to that. Jake, go to it.
Jake.
Boy, I really messed up the order of these things this week, didn't I?
Nah, you're fine. October 25th through 27th, the Atlanta Horror Film Festival. Guys, come up with a better name than that. I'm assuming that's in Georgia. November 3rd through 4th, New York City Horror Fi Expo. New York City Horror Fi?
Horrify.
Horror Fi. I got you. Nah, that's cute. November 16th through 18th, Days of the Dead in Chicago.
That's a good name, Days of the Dead.
That's a good one.
From my old stomping ground.
That's a good one.
Chicago area. All right, so we are moving into Halloween Horror Nights. This is probably our last time really delving deep into Halloween Horror Nights. Myself and Cheeseman, us and a group of buddies, we went down and we did Orlando Halloween Horror Nights. And real quick, let's go ahead and play the video of our escapades since we don't remember a lot.
Cocaine
All right,
is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, so we're starting with Orlando here. This is I think that's Orlando. That looks more
That's
like...
the outside of the Halloween 4 maze.
Oh, yeah. There's
That's
Scott
the
Meir. Here's
entrance.
our web
Hey,
designer.
Scott.
Yeah, it's
Oh
some...
man, that's cool.
Scare
That's
zone
pretty rad.
for
That's kinda
trick or
cool.
treat.
That's really awesome.
I do like some of
Right?
these costumes, yeah. It's Luke
Oh.
showing off his sunburn, I think, is what he was getting eaten by
Yes,
Jaws.
Jaws.
Yeah.
The thing about Halloween Horror Nights in Florida is that it was so stinking hot this year. Like, it was just uncomfortably warm.
I love that.
Yeah. The thing that I love the way...
Tree.
There's Jim by the
There's my
Halloween 4 maze.
I was so excited.
Wait, was there a pumpkin?
Killer Clowns from Outer
Yes,
Space.
that's amazing. They don't have that in LA, right?
Altergeist. They don't.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
only
Little
in
scare zone.
Orlando. I was trying to capture like the decorations of all those are pumpkins way up there. And then here's some of the shirts
scare
that
zone.
they have here. That's a cool shirt, the Killer Clown shirt they have in Orlando. I don't know what that is.
Fear comes from...
I don't know what that is. Oh, well, trick or treat.
Trick or treat.
Now now we're back in
No, this is still Florida.
still Florida.
Yeah.
Still Florida. Now,
now
we're
we're going
switching
to
over to Hollywood a little.
And again, we got Trick or Treat.
And Ben, you were watching us live when we were in
I was
line
watching
here.
it live. It was hilarious. I had just gotten off of work. I got in my truck and my phone pops up with it's like, hey, Con Guys live. And so I got on there and I'm one of 3 people watching. And they're
Yeah,
just
we
like,
need to
Ben
bump up
Kliewer,
that
what are you
Instagram
doing? So I'm like,
following.
I'm going to start typing
That's funny.
messages to him.
So he started. It's Ben. Ben's on. Yay!
I got super excited.
And that's Luke inside the trick or treat
The
bus.
bus.
Trick or treat.
And so I think that's the Purge kids getting killed. Meet Sam.
Meet Sam.
By the way, the music we're listening to is done by Slash, who did the music for the Monsters.
The
Maze.
monsters, yeah. Classic monsters.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, that's cool.
Sam up on the ceiling. That was pretty awesome. And there's the trick or treat rules.
Oh, nice.
And we're almost done here.
Stranger Things.
Stranger
Demogorgon.
Things. Yeah, that was kind of cool. There's 11 fighting the Demogorgon. That's fantastic.
Nice.
That's cool.
And I was just glad that Halloween was there. Halloween 4, actually. And then we rode Krusty
Oh
Land
my
ride.
Nice.
The longest ride ever.
That's
Was that from
not-
Trick or Treat as well? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So good.
Trick or treat.
This is the monster at the end. Anyways,
That must have been very entertaining for people who are audio only. And then this one is that was cool.
Cool
right there.
That was real great.
cool, nice.
Sorry,
Beautiful
audio
colors.
only, guys.
Anyways, so Cheeseman, if we were, what do you think of Orlando versus Hollywood? First impressions.
It just got quiet all of a sudden.
I know, isn't it crazy?
I don't know if the air just cut off, but they're both good. I mean, they're done by a lot of the. I mean, not exact. I mean, they're
Yeah,
both
but do you
Universal.
like Pepsi or Coke?
They're both-
Yeah, do
come
you like
on,
Pepsi
man.
or Coke better?
They're both Universal, and they share a lot of the IP, and I know that this year at Midsummer
I
Screen,
like the
they have
layout
all
of
design.
Universal a lot better. The whole circle.
Which
kinda
Universal?
thing. The Orlando
Orlando
one.
one, yeah.
Well, 'cause it's just
You know, with
larger.
the lake and
It's larger,
everything.
right? Yeah.
It's larger, can accommodate more, and it just feels more open.
Yeah.
And then they had like 3 or 4 other mazes that weren't kind of like IP based, where they could be a little kind of more creative with it. That were a lot of fun. Like we did that kind of like.
So the 4 mazes that were at both parks were Halloween 4, which I was excited about because I didn't remember the one in Orlando, so I was so glad I got to experience it again.
Again. That's funny.
Stranger Things, which was amazing. I think it was well done. Trick or Treat is on both coasts, and my vote for the top best maze of the year, Poltergeist.
Poltergeist, really.
It scared the bejesus out of me.
That's amazing.
The giant skulls as you're going through. I mean, they're as big as you are, and they come out of the closet at you.
I do love Poltergeist.
Gosh, I love that
I haven't
movie.
watched it this year yet.
You
Get it.
Isn't that like a sad story about the actress? Seriously, she died when she was like a little kid.
Yeah.
right?
Both 2 actresses.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Yeah, that it was cursed, and they're both buried in the same graveyard over in West LA.
Yeah, I saw that's so crazy.
Isn't it?
But did you
Heather
guys-
O'Rourke was the small actress,
Yeah.
and then the older one, she got killed by her boyfriend.
Oh,
I
damn.
know.
Nuts.
There's some crazy stories, you guys, like
Yeah.
about like little kid actresses. Like, do you guys remember Land Before Time?
Yeah.
That little girl named that Ducky voice,
Uh-huh.
Ducky. Her dad like killed their whole family, like because he was almost like jealous of her career. It was like really creepy. Seriously.
Gosh, this is getting dark.
Anyways.
Yeah, we just went way dark.
You don't want to
Oh
be
my
dark on our
gosh.
horror
You
show.
got-
Tell us more. Tell us more. No, I'm just-
Yeah, you're like more.
No, that's it. I mean, I went on a ghost tour of LA, and most of it was pretty lame until they took us to that haunted house, and it's like, and here's all the people who died in Poltergeist. I'm like, oh my gosh.
You're like, wow.
But
What's the hotel downtown? That's haunted?
the Cecil.
The
The
Cecil.
Cecil Hotel, because remember the stories about the lady, you know.
No, the girl. They've got video footage of the girl like running into the elevator, like hiding from something that nobody else can see, and then they found her
Really?
body in the water tower on top of the building, and everybody's like, "There is no way she climbed up into this water tower."
Yep.
Ghosts.
Like American Horror Story
creepy.
Hotel was based on that hotel.
Yes.
Oh,
yep.
okay.
But that season really went off the rails. Listen,
But Halloween Horror Nights.
Halloween Horror Nights. Okay,
Fun, scary.
Okay, here's the things I loved about Orlando. It was big, it was open. I think the theming was so much better than it was here, for the most part, than in Hollywood. Hollywood's just kind of
And
constrained.
the food and drink lines are always easier to get to.
Well,
too,
let's
'cause
talk
it's
about
kind of
that.
like everywhere and part of the line too. So
Every 10 feet in Orlando, there's a drink and food station. Yes, it contributed to me not remembering that experience very well. So I blame them for that.
That's amazing.
sorry, Mama Frye.
Sorry, Mom. I
I don't remember
Preston.
anything.
I blame the heat. It was the heat. I was thirsty. But the thing that's
It's a
interesting is 3 years ago in Hollywood, no drinks. It was a dry experience. 2 years in Hollywood, you could buy drinks at Moe's only. This year, you can buy it at a lot of different
Yeah,
places.
you
Really?
just can
Yep.
only have a beer or 2 an hour or something like
Really?
that. It's like,
How do they
you're
keep
limited
track
to
of
1 or
that?
2 an hour, but like who would want more?
Like,
than that?
what is this, high school?
It is kind
You're
of
like,
odd.
give me a shot right now.
They limit you to 1 per hour, right? We thought
Something
they
like
did.
that. Yeah,
They're
they give you these
rationing it.
bracelets.
You get a bracelet, but I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, how are they going to
But then I think they said it didn't matter. I don't know. Whatever.
Anyway.
You don't need
I
more
guess
than
people,
that.
anyways, you don't need to get drunk to experience haunted houses.
Don't
because-
you? Just kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm telling you, if Kari was here tonight, she would be chastising us. The drunk, because she used to work at Not Scary Farm, and the drunk people coming through just ruined it for her.
You guys, I love Not Scary.
I do
Farm.
too.
Seriously, I think it's better than Universal.
I am 100% in agreement with you.
Them's fighting words.
No, I'm serious. Have you been?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God,
I
you
haven't.
have to. You have to.
I would love to.
But what are Cheeseman? So here are the things that are in. Wait, I have a list here. Here are the haunted houses that were in Orlando that are not in Hollywood: Dead Exposure, Patient Zero, Slaughter Cinema with an S, and then Carnival Graveyard, Rust in Pieces. Tell me what you remember about those 3 haunted houses.
Wow,
no.
he's really throwing me under the bus on this.
No. There's a reason.
Oh, okay.
Well, it got to the point, like, at the end, there was just, we were trying to cram so much in, and then it was like,
Yeah.
wait, it's a little, like, harder to, like, remember, like, which ones you've done, just because they're not the IP ones. Like, oh, yeah, I know I did Poltergeist. I knew I did Halloween, Stranger Things, and then it's like, wait, what was this one? Oh, there's, like, so many that we crammed in, because we got that pass thing late, and we were just kind of, like, flying through these things. But
Explain the pass.
yeah, well, like after 11 o'clock, you can get like a pass where it's like discounted. So it was like, I think it was over $60.
It's the front of the line pass.
Which in Hollywood, it was only $50. It was like $49.
How much was it in Florida?
Like 60 something, like almost 65.
But I think this
or-
is the first year they've had that.
But
Yeah.
after 11 p.m. you can get the fast pass.
Yeah,
Right.
because
that-
otherwise
that's-
we would not have gotten to do.
It was only $49. Yeah.
So
That's
we just
crazy,
like we're like
yeah.
we're getting the pass. We're gonna go get some mac and cheese and some food,
Sure
and then
thing.
we're gonna
And tater
just
tots.
hit the rest of these up. And we got through everything, and then had enough time to have The Simpsons take like 45 minutes to get through.
That's the
Nice.
worst experience. in the
Right,
world.
but what you're
Terrible.
saying
Front of
is
line.
like, particularly with the kind of the original, or not something. When they say IP, they mean intellectual property.
Yep.
And that's going to be stuff like Trick or Treat or Stranger Things or Halloween, something that's known, that's the studio produced. But these like Dead Exposure, Slaughter Cinema, those are going to be stuff that they invented for the event. And so you go through that, and because you're not used to the theme of whatever that is, they all kind of run together. So you're like, what is
And
it?
I
I'm just
usually-
doing this for the sake of the viewer.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Oh, no, it's just great. I'm glad you said that because we say IP. Not everybody knows what you're talking about when we're talking about. So thank you for clearing that. But you do make a good point. It's like I love Not Scary Farm because they don't really have IP.
That's what
they
no
invent
IP.
everything.
Right.
But you go into it knowing that, but they all are so distinct.
That's exactly it, because literally no IP. Everything has to be so creative and like it's dark because they're creating their own stories, their own concepts.
Yep.
And they had one, and they're almost interactive. There was one, you guys. I'm telling you, I'll never forget this. You go into this room and you're almost doing like a séance. There was like a Ouija board in the middle, and you're like sitting there, and all of a sudden, the lady's like, oh, like whatever about a spirit, and all of a sudden your chairs start like moving, sliding around,
Nice.
and then the table's like flying, and then all of a sudden the lights go out like boom, and literally 2 seconds later it comes back on, and there's a demon standing on the middle of the table.
Oh,
And it's
jeez.
just, you know what I mean? It's just a cool,
Jeez,
like
that's
you know, and it's
bad.
intimate too.
I mean,
Because you're sitting around a
awesome.
table.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
That was
Yeah,
it. Not
super-
scary.
Yeah, that was a Not Scary Farm. I'm telling you guys, they
Guys, we
like do
gotta
it
go
right.
Not Scary
Oh,
Farm.
let's do it. Let's do it. My favorite ever was at Not Scary Farm with you go in with the flash. No, you go
Well,
in
they
with
had the gun one
flashlights.
that you did with the zombies, but
That
then they
was
had the
fun.
flashlight one that you're going through, which is awesome because it's dark and then you're like actually shining at things jumping out, and then eventually it kind of like flickers out.
Flashlights respond to where you are in the haunted house. You
And
get
then they'll flick. Yeah.
Yeah, that was so
dope.
great, and I love the shooting
That's
the zombies.
super
one.
cool.
And there was one last one I remember too. Like you go in and they.
Brad's being dramatic. We're not talking about him enough.
Is he? No,
No, you guys.
We're a blanket and come on the show already.
No,
By the
listen,
way,
there's
Brad
last one
actually
you have to
said
know.
that. Y'all haven't talked about me enough.
Brad.
I told we told Colton right before the show started that half the show was just making fun of Brad. But all right,
No, just one last thing about Not Scary Farm, and then we don't have to talk about it. It was cool because the interactive thing. You go in and this guy was like, I'm gonna give you guys 10 seconds to run. He's like, and then my creature's gonna chase you. And literally, like, you had to start running, and this thing like started like chasing you down the hallway. It's just that sort of thing. They don't do that
Nice.
Universal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
It's a
my
really,
creature.
It's a really cool experience. And
so
that's awesome.
we don't have a whole lot of time, but like I was really excited that Halloween 4 was here because I did not remember Halloween 4 in Orlando. I know that we did it, but I don't ever remember seeing Michael. And it's not just, and I'm kind of, but a lot of
No,
towards
like I
the end of
remember
the
on
night.
both of them, they decided to use like more of like a recent kind of mask versus doing kind of the Halloween 4 like not so good mask, which
I
is a
see.
smarter decision. But then like when I was going through Orlando, I'm like, they're not even using the right mask.
Where's the crappy mask?
But Ben, to your point, like those last three, they did all seem like the same haunted house to me. Like when I say the last three, Dead Exposure, Slaughter Cinema, and Carnival Graveyard, they weren't enough different that they stood out. And whereas at Not Scary, they do. I love Stranger Things. That was a great maze, and Trick or Treat was just really good. But that Poltergeist maze was just off the hook good.
Especially towards the end when they had kind of the graves coming out, and then all of a sudden it's like these.
That's so cool.
They're jumping out at you at the end.
And we're talking
That
about
was
the
one of my
original
favorite parts.
1982 Poltergeist, Tobe Hooper and Steven Spielberg, not the remake, which is okay for what it is. But it was this
I
one.
forgot they made a remake.
Didn't
Yeah,
everybody?
kind of like already.
We wanted to, okay?
Yes.
This house is clean.
But one of my
House is clean.
in Florida, no, the one that made it in Florida, they had the little Tangina lady that was standing at the exit as you're leaving, saying, "This house is clean." It was great.
Yeah.
They didn't have it in Hollywood. I was looking for her, but in Hollywood, it was cool because they did. I remember you walk into the room where you're getting sucked into the closet and it's all windy, and they
So cool.
man, it was so great.
Didn't I hear this year that the Stranger Things one, they actually utilized an actual studio that they've never done that before until this year. Like a working studio
did they?
space, yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about?
They very mal
Because that's what I heard. Because usually they only have the ones specific ones in that area they use that aren't functioning or something.
Right.
And this year was like one that's actually a working studio space they made into the Stranger Things maze.
I guess the Stranger Things maze was a lot of trees. It was a lot of trees and Demogorgons out in the woods.
Okay.
A lot of yelling for who are they looking for?
They're the cop.
Who's
the one yelling for Will?
Will
I will say this.
There's a lot
they
of looking for
didn't-
Will.
I really wanted
they
to
looking
see appearances of like the main kids or whatever, but they didn't. I mean, why aren't they having kids in these?
I know.
No,
Why
or
isn't
just
Sean
having
Astin
people
there
kind
just the
of
whole time?
There was
like
not
it,
a single
yeah.
shot of all four of the buddies together.
easy peasy.
But
It'd be easy peasy to have.
But I tell you what, 11, she
some
did quick
kid-looking
business
people
at
in
the
there.
Demogorgon at the end. She was
that
destroying
part
it.
was really cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, at this day and age, they should have had like projections or something like even in the background, seeing like 4 kids, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
That would have been cool.
That I did like in Hollywood. I'm going back to Poltergeist again. They recreated the house on the back lot. They had the actual Poltergeist
so
house
amazing.
there, and I'll put pictures on the website. But you're walking up to the house as all the lights all over it are flashing, and you hear the music. Da, 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 da. It just made you feel like you're in the movie. They just really did it well. Anything else before we move? Oh, corn dogs.
Let's not spend a lot of time on that, but the corn dogs weren't too great in Orlando. But I feel like they'd been sitting around since earlier that day.
Earlier that
And
week.
They were like worse than like gas station ones.
It was the worst thing. It was like
I don't
even-
make a habit out of eating gas station hot dogs.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
you guys shouldn't be eating corn dogs in the first
that I
place. You know
know
what I
that.
mean?
You eat them if they're made fresh.
I'll eat a churro any time or day,
Right.
okay? But a
Actually,
corn
it
dog,
tasted like a corn dog sitting by like a Vegas pool that you pick up at the end of the day that's
So
just been
nasty.
sitting there in the sun.
What have you been doing in Vegas, man? Like,
Well, I'm not the one he's eating food all
Okay,
day.
Katie
the
is
lazy
letting us.
river, and he's just like, oh, corn dog.
I'm so glad Katie's watching. Katie did say it is on the soundstage. You are correct
Okay,
here in
yes.
Hollywood. And by the way, the best, I do call it the best maze between two parks. We did both parks, is the classic Universal Monsters maze by far.
Oh, yes.
It's
I
an
heard they did that.
amazing
forget
experience.
that.
Yeah,
It's
it is
not
so
forget-
good. Especially, and they kind of reused the American Werewolf in London werewolf jumping
that
out of
was
the
amazing.
jumping out at you at certain spots.
awesome.
Oh my gosh! I was just pooping my pants. It was great.
It
That's
smelled really bad.
all right. Anything else before we got to jump into the Halloween stuff? Cheeseman, anything?
Jump in.
Colton, because you went
There's
as well.
still discounted
Yeah.
tickets on probably Sundays and Thursdays. Are kind of like a good time to go. It's a little slower. Weekends are a little crazier, but definitely check out those passes like at 11 o'clock at night. Like for $49, like you can
and you can buy it before you
get
hit 11.
access to all of them once.
Yeah, that's
so
cool.
like
That's-
it's a really good deal. Plus rides as well.
It's one of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the whole day pass is $49 to go in.
No,
at
no, no, no,
11
no, no.
o'clock.
You go into the park and you buy your ticket, but you know how the front of the line
The
passes
pass
are
list.
usually like what, $100 or
Yeah,
something like that. If you buy the 11 o'clock pass, it's only $49 in Hollywood, about $60 in Orlando, and you can ride. You can go into every one of the haunted houses once. That's front of the line,
Probably
plus the
works
attractions.
and the tram too. I'm
Terror
sure,
tram, yep.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
Which was a little more crowded than before. There was actually some lines for stuff on certain sections of that, which I wasn't used to.
This was the first time the Terror
And
Tram
then,
was
like,
as
Bates Motel, just forget it. Just
see it.
forget it. The line was just too long
Yeah,
for
the line was
Norman.
too
I'm like,
long
I'm not
this
spending
year.
an hour.
Yeah, it was great. By the way, thank you, Katie, for helping us get these tickets to go to Halloween Horror Nights. It was fantastic. Anything else before we do have to move on?
I think we're good.
Go to
Doctor,
Halloween
quit
Horror Nights.
asking
It's
that question.
amazing.
And just move on.
Let's move on to Halloween 40
Three
Years of
things. No.
Terror. Can we go ahead and watch the video from this past weekend? This is
No.
celebrating
We don't have time.
40. I like the little disco version. That's Cheeseman as Michael Myers.
Yes.
I love the sheet Michael
That's
Myers.
amazing.
The shape
I love
of
that.
Cheeseman.
You guys forgot the glasses.
See no evil, hear no evil. That's Bucky from part 4. He got thrown in. Some great cosplay. That's Jamie Lee Curtis. I mean, not the real one. And this is the Halloween 2 cast. There's Nancy, the nurse.
Oh yeah.
Tiki mugs, of
that's
course.
cool.
Yeah, Mondo has a really good
love a
tiki
good
mug that they're
tiki
doing right
mug.
That's the mask of the little Michael Myers. I didn't realize.
yeah,
it.
that's right.
Here's some of those cool T-shirts that we were talking about. Tino Evil.
Tino
now.
Evil.
Yeah.
They got some really
cool.
stuff as well.
I love this. The kiss made up
That's
into the
cool.
killer.
Jake,
Kill.
you need to get that one. These
More
geeky
geeky tikis. I love geeky
Yeah, those
tikis.
are really good.
Artwork. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Fright Rags. The line at Fright Rags T-shirts was so long. And
Oh,
this was an
yes.
amazing recreation.
That's amazing.
The Halloween house.
Nick Castle. He's the original Michael Myers.
And I think that might have been
Yep.
the Blumhouse promotion, Mike.
Blumhouse, yeah.
Right there.
And there's a lot of the actors. The thing about this convention that was so different, cool artwork by the way, was that I wasn't. Lost Boys can
Lost
throw
Boys.
that in
Should've
it.
bought
I
that.
wanted that
Yes,
so
Lost
bad.
Boys.
Need to buy that. It's going to sell out.
So there's the 1978 cast.
Is that Robert Englund? Just kidding.
No.
Does not look like it.
Is that an old white guy?
There's Michael in the shirt. Lance from. It's kind of going fast here. I'll kind of catch you guys up in a second here, but be the victor, not the victim. That's the guy that was at San Diego Comic-Con in Hall H and made such a big impression on Jamie
Yeah,
Lee
he's
Curtis.
going to be on The View in a couple weeks.
That's the cinematographer from Halloween, the original right there. That is Halloween 2's Michael Myers right there.
Same height.
Nice.
That's the little boy from the original Halloween.
Who hasn't
Nice.
aged at all.
That's
and there's Tommy.
That's Tommy. He's a mess. Nick Castle again. This is kind of cool. And then that guy is in Halloween 2 and Jaws 2.
Oh.
And look, Nick Castle is recreating a picture, which we're going to show in just a second.
Oh,
PJ
yeah.
Souls, totally. Whew, I didn't realize those
I
pictures
had
were
all
going
the
so
fun.
fast there.
And it only cost me $80.
Oh my gosh! So we
Oh,
don't
is
have
that all?
tons of time, but maybe we'll go over just a minute here. But this weekend, what did you think of the weekend, Cheeseman?
It's a lot of fun. We always talk about how the smaller conventions can be a lot more fun. And this one was so specific to something cool that it was just like amazing. Like we didn't really have to worry about getting into panels, although we were worried a couple times that we weren't. But everybody got in. Nobody kind of got pushed out. Like there was only like one room to really go into panels in.
Only
on
one
the floor.
It
So,
wasn't like a big panel type convention.
but I kind of I like that because it really
Yeah.
gave you time to see the floor. You could kind of see everything, and then you didn't have to like choose between things, and they just kind of had the panels, and it was really cool. And you could like pay for autographs or signings or different things. But sometimes if you'd see somebody just like walking around, you could get a picture with them and everything. Yeah, we kind of weaseled a few. I paid
Especially
$80
dressing up like
cash
that,
for
though, you
2
could.
of them, so I feel like I deserved a couple free
Hey,
ones.
can we go ahead and the pictures? We have about 7 pictures. We'll go through them very quickly here at the end. There is Luke with the. Do you remember the guy's name? It's the,
You wrote it on here.
it's a little kid from Halloween. His name.
Yeah, he
is-
looks like he's in college age right there.
Look, he
but
looks
he's
so young.
actually
Crazy.
He's like almost
probably like 50.
He's 50 years
No.
old, just about.
That
Yeah.
guy
He's
looks
right. He
fantastic.
looks like he's like 30 years old or something. That's crazy.
Definitely.
Anyways,
What in the world?
He could probably play Michael Myers
That's-
now. Yeah.
That's a kid. That's some guy who's just like, yeah, I was the
Oh.
kid in Halloween, and he shows up to conventions.
all right. And the next one, that is his last name's Warlock. What's his name? What's his name?
Is
What's
it
his name?
John?
I have them all right here. Anyways, he played Michael Myers in the Halloween 2.
He kept calling himself the midget or the short Michael because
He's the
they got
short Michael, yeah.
got a lot bigger after this one.
Yep, I am so bad at this right now. All right, next one. Sorry. All right, there's Tommy, the actor who played Tommy. He kind of wandered onto the stage, stood up and decided to give a soliloquy, and everybody had to make him sit down.
He wanted to do a monologue. He's like, just
No.
to prove I could still act, I'm going to get up here and do a monologue. And then he started going, and then like young Michael's just like, too long, man. Sit down.
By the
Just
way-
sit down. Like they were like everybody was kind
They
of
made him sit down.
irritated.
Let's just say this guy was the kindest, most generous
But
person.
he was super nice. Super
He's-
nice. Like who else needs a picture? Like he was being like nice to everybody.
He
just
was
letting him,
amazing,
like,
but
yeah.
you can tell he's been enjoying a little bit. A little bit. All right, it was Dick
Nice.
Warlock was the other. Okay, this right here, Cheeseman. Who was this?
Jeffrey Kramer.
Jeffrey Kramer. He was in this picture and the next picture. He's in both Halloween
Yeah.
2, Jaws, and
And
Jaws 2.
Jaws. He's gonna need a bigger whistle.
Yes, we're trying to get him on the show. All right,
Yeah.
what's the next shot? This is Nick Castle, and this is Cheeseman recreating the famous picture.
We walked like a mile to get a
that's
can of
awesome.
Dr. Pepper, and I'm like, "There's no way we're gonna get back in time." But then we somehow did, and it's like, "Get in there, we're gonna."
Nick Castle played the original Michael Myers, and he is also returning to do some consulting and something on the film coming out this week. All right, next photo. I think that. Oh, and finally.
Yeah, did you get her number?
Oh, yes.
PJ Souls,
my
totally.
And you thought she wouldn't take a picture with?
Oh, she was
me.
amazing. She was so awesome.
No, like I had the mask on, and then she's like, "No, let's see your face. Like, do a picture with your face." So then, like, I did one with the mask on, and then one where I pulled it off, and she was super friendly, super sweet.
Oh, that's
Yes.
nice.
Sweetheart.
She
Totally.
totally,
Sweetheart.
She was
Yeah.
great. And her hair, like, it's almost the same haircut she had
really
back in
is, yeah.
'78. She was in Kari. She was on The Facts of Life. She was in a whole lot of stuff back in the day, and she is just so nice.
And she was really bubbly on the panels too.
Yeah, she went into detail telling about the lovemaking scene on set, and for 5 minutes, and you could tell the other guy was a little bit like, okay, we can stop talking
He's
about
like,
this
my
now."
wife, sir, can you just...
It was, and I think that's all the pictures we have, unless there's. I think it's it. Cool.
Yeah.
Listen, we are kind of coming to an end here, but there is one video I would love to share. We were there. Did you know what this video is?
No, I just read the title of it and it makes me laugh.
All right, so some of the filmmakers were there at the event this weekend that created this video called Halloween at 60. If we can go ahead and roll that, it's hilarious.
We've had H2O, which was 20.
Yep.
Now
Yes.
it's 40.
This is
This
like
will be in another 20 years.
So this is a parody of the actual Halloween 2018. The 2018 trailer.
I haven't seen this actually.
They're an old folks home where Michael's at now. That's the guy, Luke.
Oh my gosh.
even the Michael Myers mask
The little
is
blue pills.
balding.
Yep. Fuzz on the lens. For those who are just listening, we will link to this video on our website. It's a great parody. Michael at 60.
Murdered like 3 times. And one time she was actually murdered, but was somehow resurrected.
Yeah, well, it was her brother for 39 years.
Well, it explains why we watched this,
Year
though.
When
Yeah.
everyone decided it was just a rumor.
That was a funny
Everyone
line.
decided it was
Best
just a rumor.
line right there.
Is that supposed to be Jamie Lee?
Jamie Lee Curtis with
she's
her
got a
walker.
now,
Nice.
so-
What the hell did you do that for?
So I could kill him. Again.
Again, H2O sequel.
This is the sequel to H2O. Yeah, James.
Yeah.
Drink my beer. Dad, look out!
Nice.
The Accessoride crashed.
What accessoride crashed?
The one with all my friends. Headed to Atlantic City. Again.
Excuse me, somebody's in here.
That's the bathroom scene.
It's
I'm
your
so
hearing
dead,
aids,
seriously.
though. I said somebody's in here.
He's like blind now. With stabbed in the eye with a hanger.
Okay, and then, of course, you know what's gonna happen here.
The blue pills, probably.
Dentures, that's amazing.
Dentures over. Viagra.
I know. So this,
Oh my gosh.
That'll never get made.
I want to see this movie. Although,
Nice.
yeah, Michael out
He's
with
got
his
a big
tween.
bald spot. In the,
My favorite part is still the
dropped the
mask
knife.
has a bald. Is balding.
The bald
The
mask.
mask has male pattern baldness.
It's amazing. The
he's
kid-
still popping pills.
Bookie geezer.
Well, you remember I posted on my Instagram page a flowchart of the alternate universes of the Halloween franchise.
People were talking about that this weekend because
yeah.
it's Watch this. This is great. The scene where Michael in the closet from the new movie. Open it up. Oh.
He has a heart attack.
Oh, he has a heart attack.
Rah. This is the part. The murderer comes back for one last scare.
All right,
Oh
so
my
the
gosh.
so this is this kind of just got released just this week because of the convention, and we
pretty
do
good.
have to wrap up here.
Pretty good.
We have just run out of time, guys. But listen,
Damn it.
for those of
what
you
a
who are not
concept.
able to go to the Halloween 40 Years of Terror convention this weekend, I'll be putting a complete rundown and recap on the website. There was so much.
And there was a proposal. You
Oh!
were going to show something, but
I didn't have time to show it tonight,
You didn't
but-
have time to show it, but there was a proposal. We'll probably put on the
During the
site.
Halloween 2, during the Halloween 2 panel, somebody proposed and she said yes.
Oh, it's amazing.
It was cool.
And Nick Castle crashed the 2018 panel.
Do we have time? You think?
got time if you want to show.
All right, let's show it.
Let's show it.
Let's show it.
Alright.
All right, this is the last thing we'll show. This is during the Halloween 2 panel. So it's so cool. So this is the Halloween 2 panel. Dick Warlock, who played Michael Myers in Halloween 2, said, called these people up, and she took the ring. She said yes, and we talked to these fine folks afterwards, and they are going to have a Halloween-themed wedding. Believe it or not.
Oh my gosh, that's so amazing.
I loved it. So that was a lot of fun. It was a good, and what I was saying about the weekend. What was cool? Look at this entire cast of Halloween 2. The whole cast of Halloween 2 was there, except for Jamie Lee Curtis. And Donald Pleasance, of course, God rest his soul. He was sorely missed.
A lot of people told good stories of working with him. That he was also like very humorous. That he could like be making you laugh, and then it's like, oh, we're ready to roll, and then like.
And then he'd go into.
He's just go, and then they're like, "How do I get back into that mindset?" Because Donald Pleasant was like cracking them up like 5 seconds before.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting just from the actor's perspective because I shot this series that was like a science fiction series called Atropa. I think I showed you guys some stuff from it, but we were on set and the assistant director comes up to me and he goes, "Can I talk to you, or are you one of those actors?" And I was like, "No, bro, you can talk to me." And that's one thing. And that's one thing that I've heard. Like Gary Oldman and these guys, they're all like, "I love talking to the crew on set. I love hanging out with people." And then when you're ready to shoot the scene, unless it's something that I really need to be like emotionally prepared for, most of the time as an actor, you're used to being able to be like, "Okay, now I can jump into the scene and do this." You know, if you've been doing it long enough. And
if you're preparing for a burp scene, you know, you need to kind of prepare that.
Yeah.
You know.
Just
one of the funniest things of the weekend was Tom Atkins. He was the star of Halloween 3 and of The Fog, 2 of John Carpenter's films. He's a little bit older now, and remember when he came up to the microphone and he was they were doing a live podcast and they had to keep cutting it off because he's from a previous generation, and some of the stuff he was saying, they're like, "You can't say stuff like that right now."
Well, we had a couple of skirts come on the set, and
like he said one thing, he called somebody a something, and he meant to call him something else, and he goes, "Is that not what that is? Oh, sorry, what's that word mean?" We're like, "You can't say that out loud anymore." But it was great. There was a lot of cool things, and as we finished, Luke, was there anything that kind of stood out to you from the weekend besides you getting the picture of everybody?
Well, the director of the new Halloween was there. Which I forgot that he was coming. I was surprised to see David
Gordon Green.
Yeah,
he came and did a Halloween 2018 with some of the cast from the upcoming movie talking about it. It was interesting hearing how. Go ahead.
And well, not on topic with that. It was the Rob Zombie Michael Myers kid, the blonde kid. He raps.
Oh.
And he got
Are
up.
you serious? Like the creepy little kid?
Yeah.
No, he raps. Now he's a creepy older kid. No, he's creepy.
He raps.
No, you guys, he's so creepy. Seriously, Rob Zombie's versions of those movies. I mean, I love Rob Zombie, but like they actually the only horror films that really kind of like creep me
I
out.
hate those two films.
so-
He did say something kind of creepy. He's like, in what kind of thing you can just kill somebody in real life, and you kill somebody in a movie. It's like he was talking about the coolness of getting to kill somebody and not have to go to jail for it in a movie or something. He's like,
you know, it feels the same way. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, can we stop talking about this?
Yeah, and Luke sent me his some of his videos of his rap videos. Oh, for crying out loud! That is the worst stuff I've ever seen.
crying out loud.
And I am so sorry. His name's Dag Furch. Dag, D-A-E-G.
but he's probably a cool
Dig.
kid.
I bet you
he's young. He's young.
It is time to wrap up, but I bet you he is kind of a cool kid. Listen, we're just making fun. We're having a lot of fun. If you
We'll
are
have him
watching
on
the show,
sometime.
we
Come
would
on.
love to have you on. Listen, if you guys didn't get a chance to go to the convention this weekend, check out thescareguy.com. We'll be doing a complete wrap up. Also, watch the show next week because Halloween, the brand new movie comes out, and we're going to be talking about it. Hopefully, Ben's going to be here because we want to talk about Wasteland, too.
Yeah, I plan on being here, so I'm going to talk about Wasteland Weekend.
All right, where can we find you online, Ben?
Hey, you can find me at Ben Kliewer. That's BenKliewer. That's all my social media. I'm going to be doing stand-up on November 4 at the Van Nuys Comedy Club.
Oh,
If you wanna
nice.
come out to that. That's at 9 p.m., starting at 9 p.m. And two real quick points. Netflix is coming out with really good stuff. Haunting of Hill House, super creepy, really, really awesome, really enjoying that. And The Curious Creations of Christine McConnell.
Yes.
Super cool. It's only 6 episodes. They're like 25-minute episodes. You can watch them like in an afternoon.
Never heard of that, but I'm going
It's
to check
awesome. You should check it out.
She's
It's like
amazing.
a DIY arts and crafts, but also with Jim Henson Muppets and a creepy storyline. So it's
nice.
fun. Yeah.
Where can we find you?
It's Colton Tran. That's COLTONTRAN, and that's all social media platforms as well. So you can find my artwork as well as at Vinyl.
Buy something.
Yes.
Buy prints at least.
Cheeseman?
Just real quick, these are a couple things I got while I was there at the convention. This is Jeffrey Kramer's sign, the Jaws, with him blowing the whistle.
So good.
Yep.
Nice print there. Got the picture that you already saw. And then Nick Castle here.
That's really cool.
You got to sign that as
That's
well.
awesome.
Got this nice Predator Deadpool, the original Arnold one at the convention. Only $8 actually there. Couple stickers from Monster Tees. I'm also wearing the shirt.
Monster
Good
Tees, we
guys.
love you
They're going to be
guys.
coming on here in a couple weeks, so definitely stay tuned. Check out their clothing too. I'm sure you'll love that. Get some nice adult size t-shirts.
No, I refuse.
And where can we find you online?
And you can find me on Twitter at CheeseOnCouch and on thescareguy.com. Thank you for watching, and go check out the website.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. Like us, love us, share us around, and come back next week. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network. The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.